Hello. Um, Thank you very much for joining us today. We are really glad that you have found some time, and we hope that you will enjoy the webinar hosted by Gurtam and Queclink. And today's webinar will be dedicated to GV600 device, how it can be used on Wialon for heavy-duty machinery and trailer trekking. Before we start, let me just briefly introduce myself and my colleague Manuel. So this webinar will be hosted by me, Tim Scherbakov. I'm a Wialon implementation consultant. And right here with me is also Manuel Mendoza, regional sales manager at Queclink. Hi, Manuel. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you well. So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And yes, as Tim said, I'm Manuel Mendoza from Queclink's team, specifically at Europe. I'm located in Vilnius, and I'm international sales manager. So nice to meet you all.
Yes, thank you. Just before we start, let me just briefly mention the agenda that we are going to have. So first of all, we will introduce our companies, just in case you haven't heard about Gurtam or Queclink before. Then we will discuss our cooperation history. Then we will tell you what is Queclink GV600 device, about its distinct features, and how it can be used on Wialon. We will analyze some scenarios. We will see how to configure it. And also, at the end of this session, there will be questions and answers. But if you have any questions, just feel free to ask them in the chat. So please feel free to type them now. And we will be answering them after the main part of the webinar. We expect that this session will take no more than 60 minutes. So, Manuel?
Okay, thank you very much, Tim. For the ones that are not very familiar with Queclink, I'm going to make a brief introduction of the company. So we are one of the largest providers of M2M and telematic devices, and we're supplying the products since 2009. That is when the company was founded. And from 2017, we're actually a public traded company that is listed on the stock market, which gave us a lot of, of strength as a company. We have our headquarters in Shanghai, and we are a very global company with presence with branch offices or local personnel in many countries. Within these countries, we can name the USA. In Latam, we have offices in Mexico, in Brazil, and Colombia. We have also a presence in Dubai for the Middle East market. And for Europe, which is my personal case, we have a local presence in Denmark, in Russia, in Lithuania, and also we have technical support offices in Croatia and in Turkey, helping us with this region. All of this, being close to the partners, helps us to have sales currently in 140 countries, where we provide a wide range of products for most tracking and fleet management use cases with our lines of vehicle trackers, and also our line of battery powered devices, which are very popular for either personal or asset tracking. And we are very proud that by the end of last year, we already reached 10 million units shipped worldwide, including 500,000 of LTE devices. So we're one of the pioneers on that segment. And we will see today actually one of the LTE models, which is a 4G version of the GV600. So it's your turn, Tim.
Okay, thanks a lot for this nice introduction. And now let me just briefly mention some details about Gurtam and what we do. So we are developing solutions for telematics and fleet management for more than 17 years already. Currently, our team consists of 250 people, and we have offices all over the world, so it's quite an international team. Currently, we have 2.5 million devices connected to our platform, thanks to the large community of our customers. And we are especially proud that 36% of CIS market, carrier market, is covered by Wialon, our software for fleet management and GPS monitoring. But Wialon is not the only product of ours, so I highly recommend you to visit our website, gurtam.com, if you're interested in telematics solutions. Now I would like to tell you some facts about Gurtam and Queclink cooperation. Queclink is a well-established brand, so currently we have 53 models, 53 Queclink models supported on our platform. Among them, there are various devices, devices for vehicles, devices for motorcycles, devices that can get CAN bus. All in all, we have almost 70,000 Queclink devices connected to Wialon, and it's really a good result. It's top 3 by growth rate, so it's really nice. And now we are proceeding to the part of our webinar where we discuss distinct features of GV600 devices. So Manuel, please.
Thanks, Tim. So, okay, now we're going to enter the actual topic of the webinar. So what is the Queclink GV600 series? The GV600 series is one of our most specialized line of devices because it's designed fully thinking in segments like trailers, reefers, tankers, or flatbed trucks, which are markets that we see that are usually forgotten by most of the hardware manufacturers. We discovered that most partners are using improvised or self-assembled solutions by adding external power sources to some IP-rated devices, which is not the ideal solution. So we came up with this product specifically designed for the segment. Because of the characteristic, it's also ideally for other heavy-duty applications. For example, construction machinery like excavators, loaders, heavy rollers, concrete mixers, and similar vehicles that work on very harsh conditions. Or for cases when a vehicle or asset is without power supply for long periods of time. You can switch to the next slide, please. So as a main description of the device, the GV600 has a very particular and unique design. It is a very robust device with a ruggedized and waterproof case, which is IP67 compliant. So it's prepared to work, as we mentioned, on very harsh environments and conditions. So the device is mainly designed to work with an external power supply while the trailers are connected to the trucks. And it has an internal large battery pack, which is of 5,800 milliamperes. That provides up to 120 days standby time, which makes it ideal for tracking trailers even when they are disconnected. So then this product becomes a nice mix of a vehicle and asset tracker because the device will be reporting once or twice per day when it doesn't have a power supply and it's not moving. But when it's connected to the truck and is moving, it will detect the ignition either by motion sensor or power line, and then it will provide live tracking and all the benefits from a fleet management device. So it's a very nice, I would say, hybrid solution or mix of features, which makes it a very versatile device. It's worth mentioning that this unit, as we see here, supports dual power sources when mounted on refrigerated trailers, which means that if the trailer has a system like Thermo King, Carrier, OptiTape, or others, we can connect the device to either the power supply of the truck directly, the one from from the refrigeration system or to both. The device actually has two sets of power supply cables, so we can use both cases. In this way, we can also monitor both power supplies separately. Here, as we see, there are two models that we're focusing now. So it's the GV600 MG, which is the LTE CADM1 MB1 version of the device, and the GV648W, which is the 3G version. Both of these models have fallback to the 2G network. So this gives us a lot of flexibility in terms of network connectivity. Please, to the next one. Apart from the physical characteristic of the device and the types of reporting, it's important to mention other features as well. This product gives us a lot of flexibility to use peripherals and sensors to build our robust solution, as it supports multiple configurable inputs and outputs and other interfaces like, for example, one wire or RS-232 serial ports, which allow us to already provide relevant solutions for the segments where these vehicles will work, like temperature control or fuel monitoring. Additionally, for the LTE version, which is the GV600 MG, we also support BLE 4.2 to support wireless accessories. In terms of the accessories, we have a wide range of pre-integrated wired and also wireless accessories provided either by Queclink directly or by our carefully selected partners, which allows us to apply it to various fleet industries. So some examples of accessories are the ones that we see here on the screen. One-wire temperature sensors, ultrasonic fuel sensors that Queclink supplies directly, I-button readers for identification. We have a mounting bracket to install the device in an easier way. And for example, here we see two BLE accessories directly designed and manufactured by Queclink, which is the WKF300, which is a BLE key fob, that it has a button, so it can be used for driver identification, or also to know the status of the driver. It can be used, for example, as a wireless panic button. The WTH300 is the wireless version for a temperature solution. So it's a temperature and humidity sensor that can be used together with the device. Apart from this, from third-party partners, of course, like we can use the most common fuel solution sensors like Escort, Omnicom, Technoton, and other popular brands that are also very well supported by the Gurtam platform. There's, for example, also one BLE keypad lock, key lock. So we have the idea of integrating other external peripherals to build an entire ecosystem of solutions. So we want the partners also to know that if they have some specific use case where they need to use, for example, another BLE peripheral, they should feel free to approach us and raise the topic, because we are open to make further integrations. We can move forward. So speaking about real use cases, maybe it will sound a bit like we're repeating ourselves, but the beauty of this device is that it's actually used exactly for what it is designed for. So as we see here on this particular case, and some of these these use cases are working on the Gurtam platform. The device is very popular and is mostly used for trailer and flatbed tracking. As we discussed, like sometimes trailers and flatbeds can be sitting on yards for many weeks, so it's necessary to provide a solution also to track the asset as a trailer or a flatbed when it's not connected to the vehicles and do not have a power supply. So yeah, the main current use case is like this. So for example, making the division of how the device will behave depending on the status of the connection of the to the vehicle. It's like when it's not connected to the vehicle, the device will report once or twice per day when not moving and not having power supply, which turns it, as I mentioned, like a GL device, if you're familiar with the Queclink portfolio, which are battery-powered asset trackers. So once the GV600 detects the vehicles are not moving and doesn't get power, it will switch to a different type of reporting, like the deep saving mode. So it will wake up every 12 hours to send the location, but it can also wake up based on motion. So if the flatbed or the trailer is it's in a yard and it's not supposed to be moving, and the device detects that it's moving, then it can switch the mode for live tracking. When it's connected to the vehicle, the device will detect the ignition by motion or power line, and also read information, for example, about temperature sensors or other peripherals that we have connected to the device. Other partners, for example, in Latin America or in Europe, also use it a lot with clients that transport food or perishable goods. So it's very popular also to use it together with temperature monitoring solutions, either with one-wire sensors or with BLE wireless sensors. So this is a bit how it behaves on a real use case scenario, and Tim will show us now a bit more how this looks on the Gurtam platform.
Yes, thank you. So now we will talk a little bit about scenarios and how GV600 are used by Wialon customers. Because actually I've done some analysis. I was really curious to know how this device is used. And as mentioned earlier by Manuel, this device is mainly used for trailer tracking. And I've also asked for feedback from our customers. What do they think and why they prefer this device for trailer tracking? And there were three main reasons why they preferred Queclink device GV600 over something else. The first one is that this device has a large built-in battery, and it's really important for trailers because trailers do not stay permanently attached to trucks. So you need a good battery life, especially if the trailer is moving, visiting different countries, or staying somewhere on the parking lot. And you still need to be able to check the location of trailer. Second reason was that it has IP protection, IP67 protection. So it makes it ideal for harsh environments, not only for trailers, but also for heavy duty machinery where you need dust protection, water protection and humidity protection. So this is the device. This is the device which you are like not afraid to damage. And also one more reason, two-mode power source again was mentioned by many of our partners. So this is why this device is very good for trailer tracking. We have customers who have connected some wired peripherals to track door status of the trailer to know when it's opened or closed, and also one-wire temperature sensor that shows the temperature in the refrigerated units. And of course, since this device has digital and analog inputs, you can track ignition and voltage tracking. So now let us see how exactly it looks like on Wialon. I will stop sharing the screen just for a second, and then we will be able to see how exactly it works together with Wialon and what features it brings. So just 1 second. Can you see my screen? Okay, great. So when we are talking about Wialon and GV600, there are a few things that I would like to mention. Is that in order to track some information from these devices, we always need to configure sensors because the device will be sending some like raw data, and we sort of need to bind this raw data with some real definitions like temperature or ignition. So we've got a panel in Wialon which is called messages, and it shows all the parameter that the tracking device is sending to the platform. This gives us an advantage because we can create a sensor for every parameter that we need to track, and we don't need any like additional software development to be able to see like Bluetooth data or some other data. So if you would like to see this information, we need to create sensors, and this can be done in unit properties in Wialon. So let's just have a look at some sensors. We've got a temperature sensor that allows you to monitor temperature. This is like a one-wire temperature sensor. We've got a Billy sensor, which also allows you to get some Billy data. And of course, we've got some things as ignition and battery. So once we have sensors created, we can use this data in Wialon reports, in Wialon alerts, and also view some real-time data. So let me just show you how it works. We have several GV600 devices. So this is like a real data. We've got a heavy roller, and we can see how it was moving. We can see the location of that heavy roller. We can also have real-time ignition and also battery level. Also we've got two trailers as well, and we can see some information from trailers as well, like battery. Again, external power. The device allows you to connect an external power and then to monitor if it's connected or not. And we also have at least like one unit where you can see the door sensor connected and also temperature sensor connected. So this allows you to see what is the real-time temperature inside the refrigerator unit, and also if the door is open or closed at the moment. And when the temperature is like close to the threshold, the color will change from yellow to red. Actually, it's now yellow, so it means that the temperature is not quite okay inside the trailer. So that's how we can monitor real-time sensor values. And of course, it's up to you what kind of sensors you are going to be using. Also, I've heard about the case where the device had driver identification system, and again, one-wire interface, and drivers can also be identified. So this monitoring panel in Wialon can be used if you would like to track real-time information from various sensors, from various devices. We also have an application for Android and iOS. So it means that you can also check the information using your mobile phone, and there's no need to open the web interface. Also, if you're interested in real-time information tracking, we've got an application which is called Sensolator. Here you can see information from various sensors in form of a dashboard, and you can customize this dashboard. You can drag and drop. You can change the size, and you can select what kind of sensors can be monitored. So here we have, again, door status, ignition, battery level, external power, and as you can see, you can have temperature. Another distinct feature which we believe will be really useful for you is called reports. So let me just show you a couple of reports that you can use with GV600. So the device has a really big battery, and it allows to send the data continuously for a long period of time, especially if the data reporting is done like once in several minutes, once in several hours. Still, you can see, you can check whether there are some connection problems, and why it's necessary, maybe because sometimes you don't know why the device is not reporting the data, so you can run a report and check when the connection was lost, when it was restored. Sometimes it's like related to SIM, not to the device itself. Also, you can run a report that will show you engine hours, time, when the engine was running, and when the engine was not running. So you will be able to see when the engine was turned on, when it was turned off, again, the location where it happened on the map. So you can have such statistics. And also you can run like a temperature report. So like I mentioned, we've got one vehicle. It's a refrigerated trailer. So we can run a report for it, and we can see some information from the temperature sensor. So we can have just general statistics, which will show you mileage of the trip done by the vehicle, also trips count, average speed if you need it, maximum speed if you need it, parking count. Then you can have a temperature chart. So this is the data from a one-wire temperature sensor, and we can see that this orange line shows us how the temperature was changing inside the trailer. And we can see that it was like fluctuating somewhere between 8 degrees and 16 degrees Celsius. So we can easily check this information. And also in this particular report, you can see that there's a red flag. This is actually a violation time when the temperature limit was exceeded. This information is also available as a table view, so we can see this again, exact time of violation, exact location. So there's no need to track it in the reports. You can just set up an alert, and it will notify you about temperature changes. I mean high temperature. Let's say for the refrigerator, it's not okay when the temperature is going too high. So all of that can be done with the help of Wialon, and I will show you how it's done in just a second. Also, we can run, we can see temperature in trips. Again, might be useful if you would like to have such kind of information. And also temperature in parkings, because when the trailer is parked, sometimes the door is opened and the temperature is rising. So by checking this report, we can tell for sure what was the maximum temperature during the parking. This report can also be exported automatically and sent to the customer as a PDF file. So he will be able to see some general statistics, temperature and trips, temperature and parkings, high temperature violations, and again, temperature chart and vehicle trip route. So that's how the fleet manager can make sure that the drivers do not make any violations, do not open the doors, trailer doors. And apart from temperature report, there are some other reports like visited geofences. You can view the areas that your trailer has visited, time when the vehicle entered geofence, time that it spent inside. So this information is available, and natural trips and parkings reports can be seen here. So reports is a nice feature if you would like to check some history data to know what happened to the trailer or to your vehicle some time ago. Also, we've got the feature which is called notifications, and this will be useful if you would like to control things in real time, not in history, but as soon as the event happens, you can receive an alert about it. So we've got some notifications that you can use together with GV600 device. By the way, these are like notifications that our customers also use. So you can have a power cut alarm to know when, for example, the trailer was detached or attached. Again, you can have a real-time alert about overspeeding or low battery, which will be useful if you would like to notify the maintenance staff about how high temperature, if you have a temperature sensor connected, trailer or vehicle entering the area, leaving the area. Also, for heavy duty machinery, we've got a notification on excessive idling, which is really important because you don't want heavy machinery which consumes a lot of fuel to be like parked with the engine on. Again, driver binding to know when the driver started working, connection loss if the device is not reporting the data, and notifications will be really useful. There are several ways how you can be notified. You can see pop-up notifications, you can get an email alert, you can get a Telegram messenger, and as I mentioned, we also have a mobile app that allows you to see the same information and receive alerts straight to your Android or iOS smartphone. And by the way, you can also run reports, same kind of reports that you have just seen via the mobile app, and also manage alerts. So these are like main use cases and scenarios. And there's just one more thing that I would like to mention is that we also, trailers like any other type of vehicles need maintenance. So we've got a solution for maintenance as well. Here you can set up the rules for maintenance, like you can set up either mileage or days or engine hours for maintenance, which is like also very important, not only for trailers, but also for heavy machinery, which may cost lots of money, like heavy rollers or heavy loaders. They do require timely maintenance. So using our FleetRun app, you can like set up some rules for inspection, and then the system will remind you how when this vehicle should go to the service station. And like I said, it can be based on mileage or on days. And as soon as you do this, the system will show you either in form of email notification or on the dashboard that the vehicle needs to go to the service station. And also there's a dashboard which shows how much money you spend on maintenance of your machinery. So you will be able to see the chart for the entire fleet of your vehicles, or you can also pick every individual vehicle and you can see how much money you have already spent on your maintenance. So that's how it works. I will stop sharing my screen just for a second and we will continue with the presentation. And now let us just sum up why this device is good for trailer tracking and heavy duty machinery tracking. It's well protected, it's ruggedized, it has waterproof protection and also dust protection, IP67 standard. It has a really long battery life, which allows it to send the data for a long time without the power supply. You can also connect additional sensors like temperature sensors or BLE sensors. And you can use it together with Wialon and receive real-time alerts about some events that happen to your vehicles. And also you can get history data using Wialon reports. And one of the advantages is that you don't need to open Wialon. You can configure automated report sending. So this is why this is a really good choice, not only for trailers actually, it can be also used for assets which require, you know, long battery life. So these are the main distinct features. If you would like to contact Queclink, you can see their email address right now on the screen. So please contact them at sales@queclink.com. And also, as you can see, Manuel has also specified his email so that you could direct your questions to him. And there's also a technical support. So if you guys are interested in Queclink devices, please feel free to contact them because they do really have an extensive line of other devices, not only GV600, but they also have devices for like motorcycle tracking, CAN bus devices, and I'm sure they have many other models that may be interesting for you. And if you're interested in Wialon, please contact us at sales@gurtam.com. We will be really glad to tell you more details because I just showed you some most commonly used features, but not all of them. So we will be really glad to show you more. And if you have like any technical questions regarding Wialon features, you can send them at support@gurtam.com. And we also have a hardware department, a special department in our company that deals with hardware that can assist you with hardware connection, sensors, and things like this. So we will be really glad to help you. Now we are proceeding to questions and answers. I have seen some questions in the chat. So let's check the questions. I think there is a question regarding, the first question is regarding the devices for cattle tracking, if I'm not mistaken. So if Queclink has... solar tracker to track the cattle or livestock. So Manuel.
Answering to Ajay, we don't have a solar tracker, but we actually have an entire line, which is the newest line of products that we have that is specially meant for livestock. So if you want, like, please contact me and we will share some information about the livestock portfolio, because it's one specific line of products for livestock. So I think it would be good to speak about it separately. It's not necessarily something like you're telling about a solar tracker, but you might find it interesting and useful.
Yes, right. We also have a question from Joshua. He asks whether it is possible to have a portable plug-and-play harness so a client can fit the harness per month on the trailers and only plug it in GV600 whenever in need.
I think we would be good also like to share some documentation with you. There are a lot of suggestions on how to install the device on different points, and also depending on the type of vehicle and which type of power supply you have available. So it is possible to provide it with different types of harness. There's, for example, one more simple harness only with the power supply cables if you will use it without peripherals or any additional sensors. But the idea is like this, to make it easy. So every time the trailer or the flatbed it's connected to the vehicle, it can be done on a simple way and not a full installation every time. So also please contact us and we will share more information with you.
Okay, we also have a question from Aldrin. What is the most frequent reporting interval of the tracker, and less frequent, 24 hours?
Okay, for the most frequent reporting interval is like in the rest of our GV devices for vehicles, you can put it to report live tracking every 5 seconds. And the less frequent, yeah, it's once per day. So if you put the device, for example, to report once per day, is the case when the internal battery will provide you up to 120-day standby time.
Yeah, I can also add a little bit because I was analyzing the raw data from GV600 devices. And I would say that it really depends on the use case. One of our customers is like having data reporting interval once in 5 minutes, but this is for the trailer which is attached to the power source. And the trailer travels like across the Europe, across European countries, so it doesn't stay within just one country. Just because he needs to check the location more or less frequently, once in 5 minutes, because there can be like valuable cargo inside and he doesn't want to lose it. So he wants to more or less like regular update on that. So also there's another question for Manuel from Ahmed. Could you please provide more information about the power saving mode about the device? The documentation is not clear on this area. When the device will go to power saving mode, is it related to ignition only or how the unit will behave when the power is disconnected?
And here it will depend on how you configure the device. But yeah, you can configure the device so it detects automatically when it's not moving and not getting power supply. So then it can switch directly to the cellular deep saving mode and put it to report. I don't know exactly what type of interval you need, but let's say once or twice per day when it's working in such conditions. But you can configure it so it automatically detects such conditions, and then it switched to another profile working on the deep saving mode. So I guess if you already have some devices, it would be important to speak with the person that is supporting you from the Queclink side, so they help you just to detail a bit more the configuration, because yeah, you could do it something like that. So so it's not only about power supply. You can also add the parameter of the vehicle or the asset not moving to give a more precise identification.
Yeah, I guess that was the question, whether it's possible to select any other like movement source or something else instead of ignition. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Also, there's like, yeah, we have emails sent in the chat, so please check. Do you have any other questions, guys? Well, I guess not. Then thank you very much for your attention. Hope it was interesting for you, and hope that you enjoyed this. So thank you very much for your attention, and stay safe.
Also from my side, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. We really hope it was useful for you. And if you have any questions, like please contact us. We will help you with whatever inquiries you might have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.